We are live. Let's put some music. All right, welcome. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of our leadership series. It's morning for me, but for Dr. Coco Wong, who is connecting from the other side of the world, it's afternoon. Welcome, my dear.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi. I'm so happy you brought to us the sense of fitness this morning. So we feel like it's going to be the athlete conversation about leadership and business, because that's what who you are.
Take action.
Because you're a business athlete. To me, that's the way I see it. You have built 29 businesses across 12 industries. And it like you got to be a business athlete to do that. And I think, you wearing a cap today, it just mirrors that and reflects that. What is the inner drive that has guided you through this incredible journey that you have?
I think so. First of all, thank you for inviting me in. And I've never had anyone describe me in any way or form that athlete because I'm not exactly the sporty type. Which is
But it's a business athlete.
Yes. So I like that. I like that name. In a tribe. So I think not many people know this, but actually why I embarked on the entrepreneurship journey was because I've always wanted to be a mother who is present for my children. So I remember at 6 years old, actually, I was in the car with my mom and I thought, oh, if one day I have children, I'm going to be like her, that I can be with my children all the time. And at that time, it was daughters as well, girls. I just wanted girls. Okay. And now I have 2 girls. Manifestation. So
wonderful.
That was basically the start of my whole journey, because at that age, thinking that I want to be with my children meant that I have to have time freedom. At that time, I already knew that I have to have time freedom. And if I worked for someone else, it means that they are the one who is controlling my time. So therefore, I needed to be my own boss.
Yeah.
So that was literally how this whole thing came about, because from that age onwards, I knew I was going to have my own business. And of course, what business I then embarked on was because I'm a very curious person. I love learning. I'm always like connecting dots. When I see things, I get very excited. If I see things, say, in Europe that doesn't happen in Asia, I want to do it in Asia. If I see it in Asia, I want to do it in Europe. So I'm like, oh my God, there's so many possibilities. Why don't we just create? And if it's not available, I just make it available. So that's how I ended up with so many different things. Some failed, I have to say. Some failed miserably.
That's okay.
But nonetheless, I am one who is like, I'd rather fail than not do it. So I just go.
So you describe yourself as someone who had started 29 different businesses. So if you look at these businesses, which one, as a percentage, which one really made you an incredible success and wins? Like, is it with a percentage? Is it half? Is it 2/3? What is it?
I would say my first really successful one was Coco Weddings, which was wedding planning.
I love that. Coco Wedding. That's nice.
So it was really funny, because this morning I was tidying something and I found my first ever name card, and I thought I would bring it because it's like, really? So this is my first ever name card.
I love it. Let's take a photo of this. This is beautiful. Wow.
When
was that from?
This was from when I was like in my 20s. I haven't even started working. I just graduated and decided I wanted to do an events company. And this
Okay.
was the first one, and it was called Lady Luck.
Lady
Very,
Luck. I
very
love that. It
basic.
is.
I don't know,
Yes.
even know where I found these three women, probably some template. And
Mhm.
I just called it Lady Luck because there was this song called Lady Luck from musicals. And I just thought, okay, two friends and I, and the address I used was my dad's office. I
Excellent.
didn't have an address. So I found this and I thought, actually that was literally my first
Where
company.
did you grow up? Which
I
city?
I was born in UK and I was brought up in UK. But
Okay.
then after school, because my parents moved back to Hong Kong, so I went
Okay.
back to Hong Kong to work.
So this company, you started it in Hong Kong right after
Yes,
school.
right after school.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even go out to work. I just literally started it with two friends.
Wow.
And we were so young, right? And then we were trying to pitch all these big corporates. And I remember one meeting, they were like, "Wow, you look so young." And I thought, "Oh my God, they're going to think that."
Because I am young.
Yeah, because I am. So next time I
Uh,
dressed up in suits,
yeah.
right? And then I put on glasses. I don't wear
Yeah, I
glasses.
love that. We all did that trick. I did that
Yeah.
trick too. Exactly. Yes.
So we put on glasses, and when she said, "Oh," and I said, Actually, I'm not young. I just look young, right?" And then
Yes.
she was like, "But your glasses, how come it's got the label on?" Because I didn't even
Because I
realize
never
that
wore them. That's so funny. This
it was
is the
really
best hilarious
funny.
story.
Yeah. But at that time, when you're young, you're just very like out there. We just
Yeah.
do it no matter what. Yeah, and that was my first company before I even started working. But after that, I actually went into corporate to work to
Mhm.
get some capital,
And
and
some
then I came back out.
experience.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it was
so,
it was fun times.
and what happened to this first business card and this company? Did you make some money out of that
I
business?
did. We actually made a lot
Really?
of money in the first one.
Really?
Yeah. And I learned so much because I was learning on the job. I just literally had no idea what to do, actually.
Wow.
But I had no contacts, but I just asked. I just keep asking. Okay, printer.
Yes.
I went to the printer. He showed me what the color printing, what is the film, what is, and I was like, oh, okay, I never knew this. Then I found a designer. At that time, it's not all this digital world. It's like hand drawn and then scan
Yeah.
and then fill
Yeah.
in the colors, right? So I was sitting next to him thinking, oh my, I need something like this too. And it was just like, but we made a lot of money because I think at that time there weren't a lot of companies doing that. And we had a lot of ideas. But what happened was, because one of the partners, we were three girls, right? So one got a job because we were
Mhm.
very young. So she literally got a full time job. So she had no time to do anything. The
Mhm.
second one also started to look for a full time job.
Okay.
So then she,
It was taking too long.
yeah, and then it was me, right? And I was really into it. But then I was thinking, oh my God, I'm the only one really working in this.
Mhm.
And I was so tired. And my mom was like, why are you working like this? Why don't you just go and get a job?
Yeah. She
So
was. Mhm.
so that was like, okay, let's get a job. That was literally it. And there was no like feeling sad that the company didn't carry on. There was nothing. It was literally like, okay, let's do that then.
It was a season, right? Because everything
Yeah,
is cyclical, right? So you started, and it's just, this is the season for it. You put your heart in it, you work in it, and then you go to another level. Yeah.
yeah. And I just thought, yeah, very, very interesting that I found this morning. That I thought, I'll show it
It
to you.
is. It's like coming, it's almost walking back in memory's lane, but it's
Yeah,
incredible because the wisdom that you shared with us this morning and you draw from all of that, it's like, it just feels like that frequency of starting. It just feels good. The courage, the enthusiasm, it makes you money because it's a authentic and a happy frequency.
yeah,
I mean, we're going to go to money by after that, but it's really, this is what I can extract from this incredible
mm,
story.
mm,
Yeah.
absolutely. It wasn't. There was no like whether it will work or not.
Yeah.
Whether
No
the
fear, no
no
doubt.
fear. And
Mm.
I think that's how I start so many businesses.
Yes.
I guess I
Okay.
really have no fear in terms of business.
Mm.
It literally is. I see a gap. I see where people will need this.
Mhm.
There is something that I can do of value. I
Mhm.
always come from that space. There is something that I need to do that there wasn't anyone doing. So when I did my first successful business, which was the weddings, so this one was the events, right? Then I moved. I was still very much liking events. That I just suddenly saw a gap. My friends were getting married, and then they were having trouble planning, and then they were asking, "Oh, Coco, can you help me? Can you give me some ideas?" Right? And I said, "Why would you do it this way? Why do you do it this way?" So then I was exploring, and only to find out actually wedding planning was a career in
It was a
other.
big thing. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
even movies about it, right? In the
yeah.
early, was
At
I
that
think it was
time,
late
it
90s or
didn't come out
something with the
yet.
wedding planner.
No, it didn't come out yet at that time.
It didn't come
So,
out, so you were
so
like before.
I was
Maybe
just
they got some ideas from you.
yeah, no, definitely not. But I was just before, and I
Mhm.
just thought, okay, this is an event, but it's a very specialized one.
Okay.
So I went actually around the world to learn from events, wedding planners around, and I was the first one in Hong Kong. At that time, so many people were like, because I that was the first company that I did quitting job.
Okay,
So
and
all
this
the
was
other
in Hong
ones,
Kong
I was
as well.
actually yeah.
And
So
you
I was
built that
actually
company in
a
Hong
lot of
Kong as well.
yeah. I had a lot of companies. So at that time, I was already a few businesses
Oh,
whilst I was working full time, right? So at
that's
night, I would go have
incredible.
my fashion boutique. I would have my stores. I would go and sit there at the weekends and stuff. But this one was the first one that I actually quit my job to go and do. And
Okay.
no one, absolutely no one believed in it. My parents were against it. My best friends were all like, why would you do this? We've never heard of what a wedding planner. Why would people want someone to plan their wedding, right? So that
Yeah,
was the question. But in my heart, I thought, no, it's a very stressful time,
it
and
is.
so and I could see other places in the world doing it. So why not Hong Kong, right? So then I decided, okay, I argued with my dad, who was against me quitting my job.
Mm-hmm.
But I said to him, I remember this very clearly. I said to him, I'm very young.
Mm.
If I fail, I still can go back to the workforce. Very
Absolutely.
easy, right?
Absolutely.
So I said,
Absolutely.
please let me try. And by
Oh,
that time, I've saved up my own money.
mm.
So I said, I have my own capital. I'm going to do it. So that was how I started.
It's interesting how you really needed the permission from your dad to be able to do it.
I really respect them because they put me through all the education and
I
have
love that.
provided
Yeah.
to me. And I feel that I need to get them aligned with me, that
Yes.
and that support, because I need my support system, right? At that time, not married, no children, nothing. I was still a young girl.
Mm.
And I needed my parents to say yes because I really respect them. And
Yeah.
so getting them to see it
Yeah.
actually is very important.
It
So
is. It is.
yeah, so for those listening, I feel that you need a support system. You
You
need someone
already
to believe in you as well, right? So
absolutely. Absolutely. It's
yeah,
true. We cannot do it completely on our own. It's
no,
just no.
no,
No, we need a
yeah,
support system. And that's why
absolutely.
we need to nurture that support system so that when you need some of it, it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
agree.
honestly, they did not agree. I mean, they did not 100% say, "Oh my God, I love this idea," right? They didn't at all.
Mm,
But
mm,
because I was the daughter, they trusted that I'm sensible enough to actually know my own path. So
yes.
they supported me in that sense.
Mm.
So it wasn't easy because for the first 2 to 3 years, actually, I had zero business.
Oh, wow. But you kept at it. But you kept at it. And I
Yeah, I was
salute you
like,
for that. Ah,
honestly, I was sleeping a lot of the time because no
oh,
business, nothing. There was at that time no social media or anything, right? So I would
it's only, yes, you need to go
there-
on. Yeah.
go and do things, but when you don't have a client, what do? You don't really know what to do either. So,
Mm.
my mother got a little bit worried because she was like, "You're always sleeping at home. What are you doing with your life?" I was also like, "What am I doing?" Right?
Mm.
But when I got my first break, the first ever time that I did a big wedding, my
Mm.
parents actually were guests. They were invited. I didn't even know they know the whole
Yeah.
family, but I saw an invitation and I said, "Oh, why did I leave an invitation on my dad's desk
Wow.
or what?" And then said, "No, no, no, this is Uncle blah blah blah, who's just invited me to their children's wedding. So I went, that's my wedding. Right?
Incredible.
And that was the first time the next day that my parents said, I'm very proud of you, because they actually witnessed my work. And that was
Uh,
a total game changer for me.
so it took you 3 years before being able to
Mm,
prove back to them that
mm,
it was the right choice.
yeah.
That's a lot of patience, right, from your
It
side.
was scary, but I think when you're young,
Yes.
and I honestly, there was something in me that thought, this will take off. This will
Yeah.
take off. And
Yes.
and that was when the Wedding Planner movie came out.
Ah, good. And the wedding planner helped you because
It did.
you don't need to convince anyone anymore because they know the role you play. Oh
No,
my.
actually, what happened was a magazine, because Cosmopolitan magazine at that time, they have to
Yes.
write features, right? And they every year they have a wedding uh wedding magazine. In
Yes.
one of the issues is a wedding issue, right? So they were looking for people to interview.
Mhm.
And because this wedding planner came out, and I was the only wedding planner, so they interviewed me.
Woo, and then you become a star.
Yeah,
Excellent.
well, not a star, but they sort of say, "Oh, is there a Chinese term for wedding planner?" And honestly, I have no idea, right? So they actually made up a name for me in Chinese, and then
Mhm.
now everyone calls it that.
What is it called? Can you
It's
tell
a
us?
fun lai tong cao. So literally, it's like wedding coordinator,
Okay. Okay.
right? So
Mm.
because she was the reporter was writing, so she's like, oh, but we can't put wedding planner in the magazine. So what's the term in Chinese? And I was like, I don't know, I have no idea. And she goes, oh, what about that? Does it is it like fun lai tong chao? And I went, oh, that sounds okay. Yeah, it sort of
Yeah.
makes sense.
If you
And
feel
then
that,
from now
let's do
on,
it.
from then on in Hong Kong now, every a wedding planner is actually called that term.
That's
And I'm
incredible.
quite proud that it's sort of like from me, right?
You came out with it. And is your company still working as a wedding planner?
We don't actually actively organize weddings anymore. We do a lot of consultancy for, so
Okay.
we did Disneyland, we did Peninsula Hotel, all the hotels.
Nice.
We
Mm.
consult for them and we train their staff on
Yes.
how to take on weddings.
Oh, excellent. So but that's the best way to do it, really, because once you have mastered it, you want to give it back to and create more that are doing the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
But with the wedding planning, we went into wedding magazine.
Uh-huh.
I had my own magazines. Then we went into a school, so
Yes.
training
Oh.
wedding planners. And
Mhm.
then we also have a florist. So the
Oh,
florist
nice.
was purely for Disneyland. I literally bought one for Disneyland to serve them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh.
it actually was a quite a wild journey,
Mm.
because how it evolved from one little thing
Mm.
into like a lot of different things that is interrelated.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I love about the way you approach business. You start and then you create the whole ecosystem that just feeds
Mm,
out and in from it. And I think that's so genius because you're like, okay, I need this part to go, I need the other part to complement what I'm doing. And that's what helped you basically build an empire around one idea that
mm, mm.
close to your heart.
It also helps. I think it's for selfish reasons as well, because a lot of the times when I cannot find a supplier with
Yeah.
that, I
Yeah.
needed to do something about it,
Yeah.
and to help myself, but also with time management, because I'm still doing the same thing actually. But so
Okay.
I don't need a lot of extra time around those things. um but I mean, for my wedding magazine, I did have to do a lot of time. I mean, publishing a magazine is a totally different ball game, which I
Yes.
didn't expect. But again, I learned a lot from that experience,
Mm.
and it has served me well for future. I mean, now social media is all about writing,
No,
copywriting,
exactly. Yes.
right?
And
I
even
use
if there is
all that.
AI, you got to have the content yourself. You
Mm,
got to have the
yeah.
story yourself.
Exactly. So
Mm.
I sort of, I mean, even though that was a tough time, the magazine was a tough thing. But I
Yes.
think all the skills we learned are always applicable somewhere.
Okay. So I want to jump into the most important part of our conversation, which was about money and the
Yes.
energy of money. And now I understand why you are such a spokesperson for that. Can you tell me what on this way did you start understanding that money is more than numbers? It's just something that you get to attract and you get to create, because that's what you talk about mostly.
I I think for me it has never been about the number. In fact, I'm quite bad with numbers
Mm,
in money's terms. And my partners used to say, "Okay, look at the P&L." I'm like, "Okay, are we making money? Yes. Okay, then I don't need to look at it." That's how I am.
mm,
But I do believe that when you are aligned with value,
mm.
the money comes. So when I talk about money, a lot of people think is it about investment? Is it about looking at the numbers, controlling your expenses, blah, blah, blah. I said, actually, no, because I feel that when you put energy into something,
Mm,
money naturally flows there. Okay, so
mm.
whatever you put your energy in, it will go there, but you have to have pure intention. You're not going in
Yes,
there to make money from people, to scam or do whatever, right? You're going in to help people, to help with something. So like I
I
was
love
sharing, all
that.
my
I love
businesses
that. Mm.
was coming from there was something missing that I
Yeah,
needed to
you
create
were
to create.
feeling a gap, a
Yeah,
real gap in the
yes.
markets. Yeah.
And when you do that genuinely, and you start to master it, the money will eventually flow in. Like my wedding, right? At the
Yes.
beginning, I was absolutely no idea how to do a wedding. I wasn't even married, right? Not even
Yeah.
dating. But but I decided, yeah, I'm going to do weddings. So a lot of people's like, we've never got married. I said, I don't need to get married to know how to do a wedding. So I
Mm,
perfected, not perfected, but I was honing my skills and then getting better and better until the money just started pouring in, right?
mm,
And I
mm.
was able to charge higher. Hmm.
Yes. And so the money will come each time you are able to
Align yourself with your true
yes.
your heart.
And that's hard to do nowadays because a lot of people give up when the money's taking a bit too long to arrive. Like, how many people you know will actually stay for 1 year waiting for a business? What about 2 years, let alone 3 years that you waited before letting it come?
To be fair, I feel nowadays, because with internet, AI and everything, everything's accelerated way faster. So when I was waiting 3 years, now it's probably maybe 6 months you should be
That's right.
getting the same thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I wouldn't say that they need to wait that much longer, because nowadays with everything accelerated, waiting that long sometimes really means it doesn't work,
Okay.
right? But
Mm,
there are also a lot of things like open AI, right?
mm.
They were doing this for the longest time until it suddenly had the tipping point.
I was going to
So
say, yeah. And
sometimes it just needs that timing,
yes.
divine timing that comes to tip you over. I mean, just like my one big wedding, that was what tipped me over.
Mm,
Um, everyone needs to, you just need to know in your heart that this is what you believe in, and you need to hold on to it. And you
mm,
need to really align and clear the noise around you so
yes.
that you can hear that this is what you want, this is what you feel, right? So a lot of people ask me, I do so many businesses, but whenever I talk about each one, I'm still very passionate about each one.
Yes. That's amazing. I love that.
And they're
Yes.
like, they are actually say, why are you so passionate about each one? And I went, because they're all my babies. It's just like I have
Yes.
10
And they
children.
all have a story. They all have a
Yeah,
story behind their own creation. Yeah.
exactly. And I
Mm,
and I feel very much for each one that I do. It's not that I say this one is better than that one. Some do better than the others, but each one is a baby that I created, right? So each one is very special to me because they bring different aspects to my life.
yeah.
Mm.
So a mother like you that create business so easily and so fluidly, what do you give to your daughters? They must be so amazed and impressed and proud of who you are. How do you guide?
I don't know whether they are proud, amazed, or whatever. They
I'm
tell
sure
me
they
that
are. Of course they are.
they think I'm a bit crazy of the things that I suddenly
That's a
come
good
up
thing. That's a
with.
compliment in these
It is. It
days. It
is.
is a compliment, actually,
It is.
because you're not boring, and we
No,
don't
not
want boring mothers.
I would not put boring in my life.
It's the
But
same for me.
um, I feel that I've brought them up with the intention that whatever I do, I let them know. So from a very young age, they see everything that people say children should not see.
Oh,
But
okay.
I always have this philosophy that I would rather they see these things when I'm next to them guiding them than for them to see it later on whenever with whoever that I don't know what their thoughts are to guide them, because who knows, right? If I say, for example, if I don't talk to them about alcohol or
Yeah,
drugs from an early age,
yeah.
if they meet alcohol and drugs at a later age with friends who tell them, wow, these are really good stuff, get drunk, you get high, you get, wow, good feeling, right? They might just believe that. But when they see it with me, I'm guiding them. You can take alcohol socially, but never get drunk, right? You have to protect yourself. Drugs, there are drugs that help us, but there are drugs that you get addicted to. So you need to be able to. So it's all about making decisions correctly, all about making right choices. And I'm all very, very big on values, right? I really
Yes,
need them to grow up with good values. I don't care whether you're rich or poor or whatever.
it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, if you have good values, a good heart, I believe that you can do well in life. That is my absolute belief. I don't believe that if you can, I mean, scamming people, whatever, you can still be rich, but your life is not going to be fulfilled in the sense of your heart, right? So
Yes.
for me, for my children, I mean, now I'm very blessed because they're 17 and 18 already.
Mm.
Honestly, I can say any decision that they decide to make, I'm 100% sure it's going to be the best decision for them at
I
that
love
moment.
that.
So
And
I
this is
don't.
the best, and that's the best gift we can actually give to our children, is
Mm,
give them the roots, the values, the logic, the way of thinking, and also so showing them, because you say you have to be authentic, but when you are that, you don't need to say it anymore. They see it in you.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think
They
that's,
actually observe so much, right? Sometimes when they say things, I'm
of
like,
course,
oh, they really know me.
they really know what I'm doing.
They know
Yeah.
me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
So
incredible. You are
I
an incredible mother.
thank you
Really,
so
it
much.
really is, because often we think that we need to stop our lives to be able to give it to the children, but that's not what the children are asking for. They want you to show them how to live a life that is fulfilled and create value and make an impact and be happy and enjoy it. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So remember that my original reason for doing entrepreneurship is because I wanted to be a mother, right?
Yes.
So when I had them, I also decided I don't want to give up work. I
Mm.
want to have a fulfilled life myself.
Yes.
Hence, whatever I do, I bring them in. And so my CEO Kids is actually co-founded with my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she's
Mm.
my co-founder. When she was 13, she actually asked me if we could do something like this in Malaysia,
Mm.
though, like what we did in Hong Kong. So I said,
Okay.
okay, we're going to do it. Let's do it together. And
That's
so
nice.
she came on board. Yeah, because I feel that that's what I want. I don't want to create another company just for the sake of it. I wanted her to be there to also give me her side of things, right?
Mm.
Sometimes she actually tells me, can I do, I would say, I want to do this. No, that's what you want to do. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We, as in her peers, right? That's
Yeah, as
very.
the clients, as whoever you're doing this for. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So she's like the voice of the client, right? She would tell
Yes.
me, "No, that's what you think. No one, we don't do that, mom." So she would
Yeah.
actually tell me, and
Yeah.
it's actually really refreshing when you get a team of youngsters. So now she has her peers doing it together. So a team of youngsters actually driving it. So for
Mm.
me, it's more like, okay, this is the direction. I have the connections, right? Okay,
Mm.
if you want to do this, I'll connect you with a
Mm.
shopping mall, with these people, with suppliers, right? Then we work it out
You
together. So
organize
it's still,
events for kids now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's kids running the events for kids. So I believe that's a better learning model.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is beautiful. We're coming to the end of this beautiful conversation. It's so fun. I mean, like, you really brought the fun. I told you you're a business athlete and you're a fun business fun. That's even better. So, always ask, what is leadership to you? Can you give us, how do you see the meaning of leadership through your
I
journey?
feel that
Through your,
leadership is really just doing exactly what you want others to do. just being there on the ground and showing. And that is also why actually I have a book project now, which I'm actually inviting moms and parents, moms and dads, to write a letter to their child outlining what they feel life should be. Because
Mm,
I feel when this is leadership, that's what I feel leadership is. When you do what you say and
mm,
people can see it and they follow, that's when we lead. And for me as a mom, I feel that I need to lead my children well so that they can then lead their generations. So that is my true belief. Whether it's female empowerment, whether it's kids, I always believe that we teach one mom, we
mm.
are teaching 5 generations, because
Absolutely.
the moms will become the leaders that the generations would then follow.
Absolutely. I
So
love
I
that. Thank you so much. This was beautiful. Sherry is with us as well. She's going to be one of our guests as well. And she's saying you can start with strong self leadership. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dr. Coco. That was so much fun. I knew it from your cap. I was like, this is going to be a fun conversation. And we did.
thank
Thank you,
you, thank
everyone,
you.
for being with us this morning. Thank you for coming and sharing this beautiful story and journey. And we can't wait to read it soon. And we'll say more. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.